now it is the Detroit Lions and the Kansas City Chiefs. Those are the two favorites. The Eagles now in third with the Ravens fourth and the Bills rounding out the top five in odds to win. We are now going to look at how each team can get to that big game. Joined once again. Can't get you guys off the desk here.
No, they can't.
Kyle Long.
They got you off the desk,
Pete
though.
Prisco.
Where the hell were you at?
I took a vacation. I'm back now. All right, so we're going to look at each team, so the 8 teams that are remaining, how they can make their path to the Super Bowl. We're going to start, Pete, with you and the Lions, the favorite to win the Super Bowl coming off the bye.
Play good defense. If they play good defense, they will get to the Super Bowl. I think it's that. I think that's simple for the Lions. Of all the teams, that's the easiest formula. If they play good defense, they will get in. Look, we saw them play good against Sam Darnold. Aaron Glenn has had to get creative with what he does because he lost Hutchinson, he lost McNeil. And when you don't have those two guys on your defensive line, you got to get creative, blitz different ways. I think they have. But if they play good, sound defense and don't get hit with a lot of big plays, they can go to the Super Bowl.
Packers, the last team to win 3 straight NFL championships, but that was not the Super Bowl. Let's go to the Kansas City Chiefs, who are trying to get that done. A 3rd straight. Kyle, how does Kansas City get it done? And I know you think it's going to happen.
Well, first and foremost, the Chiefs have to start fast with that giant break that they had, which is kind of, historic. I think it's like 25 days off for the Chiefs team. They have hopefully been taking advantage and practicing hard so you don't lose that step, so that when you do step back into playoff ball, it's not like, oh my God, are those the other cars? Like that Ricky Bobby moment. They're going so much faster than we are. So starting fast and protecting Patrick Mahomes is really obvious to me the key. If you can protect his edges, those edge rush positions, have them running by. Patrick is as dangerous as anybody stepping up in the pocket. That's where a lot of their big plays happen. They've got some real speedsters. Pete alluded to them earlier. They are healthier on the outside. So allow Patrick some extra time, some off-schedule time, and that Chiefs team will be great. And what defensive coordinator do you trust more than Steve Spagnuolo? I don't know many in big games. He has been fantastic for the Chiefs.
Pete, we're going to turn our attention now to the Eagles. Jalen Hurts, that Philadelphia team looking to get back to the biggest stage. How do they do it?
Well, they have to throw the ball better than they've thrown it. I think that's, to me, at some point, they're going to have to throw the football and be consistent throwing it, and they haven't been that. Jalen Hurts hasn't had to throw it much, but when he needs to, he has to. And that's the question for this version of the Eagles offense. Can he get the ball down the field? Look, A.J. Brown put the book out. He only had 1 catch. I mean, that obviously, that's a message. He's not happy with the way the passing game's going. So I do think that they're going to have to throw the football better than they've done. If they do, this team can play defense. We know they can run the ball. If they can throw it, they have a real shot to win the Super Bowl.
Asking these guys how each team still alive can make a run and win the Super Bowl. We're going in order of odds to win it all, and the team with the 4th shortest odds, the Baltimore Ravens. How do they get it done for Lamar Jackson's first Super Bowl?
I should say don't change your stripes. You brought Derrick Henry in for a reason. Continue to lean on him. Obviously, we've seen historically that that's a tough guy to bring down, particularly later in the game. If you've given him volume, it wears down that defense. You get an opportunity to play that brand of bully ball that we've come accustomed to with the Ravens. And for Lamar Jackson, just don't do too much. I started this thing off with don't change your stripes. So that's what I would tell Lamar. Go be you. You're the MVP, right? Go do it.
Were you the speech guy, like back in the day?
No, I was in the back packing a dip, just like hanging out. I'd rate the speeches.
I would never have been a speech guy.
Hated those guys.
Hey, you were a big rah-rah guy.
No, I wasn't.
Back in high school.
Stand in the back, do your job. That's all.
You brought the stool out.
I don't need anybody to tell me to do mine, and I don't want. They shouldn't have to hear me.
What do you mean? That's all we do here. Tell you, we pump out power rankings every week.
Pete Prisco's power ranking.
I'm paid for that.
And you do it.
I'm paid for that. That's different than when you play football.
Do what we tell you.
Okay. I'll do whatever you tell me, Chris.
Something weird just happened up here. I want to move on. I feel a little uncomfortable. We're going to talk about the Bills next. We got your MVP favorite, Josh Allen, looking to get the Bills to that first Super Bowl. How?
Stop the run. Okay. They have to be better against the run. It's been a problem for this franchise for a long time. They've addressed it a bunch of different ways, though. And having Matt Milano's back, Darrell Bernard's back, they're big, they're important in what they do against the run game. But the down guys, Daquan Jones and that group, they have to be so much better. If you stop the run, then you can play good, sound defense behind it because McDermott and Bob Babbage can call a bunch of different things. But if they don't stop the run, it's going to be a long day, so they have to stop the run.
So it seems like those 5 teams right there are the teams that most of the betting public believe could win the Super Bowl. Bills are at plus 550. Then it's a big drop down to the number 6 team, the LA Rams, at 16-1 to win this thing. They have to go to Philly this week. How do the Rams channel what they did a few years ago with Sean McVay and Matthew Stafford?
I think it's going to be really hard to do. You're going to be going on the road to Philadelphia. I would say just continue to pin your ears back at the edge rusher position. Try to dent that pocket. He said the Philadelphia Eagles have to throw the football. Well, as a front line, as a front seven, let's make that job as difficult as possible. Obviously, offensively, you're going to lean on McVay's game plan. He has been brilliant the entire time with the Rams. And Matt Stafford, that's a guy that, again, Pete said he's got, what he said, the most yards per game out of any quarterback to ever play in the NFL in the playoffs. I trust Matt Stafford. If it's going to be a win in Philadelphia, it's going to be on Stafford's shoulders.
I mean, think about that. His passer rating in the playoffs is better than Kurt Warner. And you would never in a million years imagine that.
You wouldn't. That game's going to be 3 p.m. on Sunday, that Rams-Eagles game. We're going to move on now to the Commanders, Pete. So you have Jaden Daniels, who you just said, so impressed with his poise, his confidence as a rookie quarterback. How does he get this team to the Super Bowl and win it?
Go outscore people and be you. Again, you talk about players being themselves. When they play the Lions, it's going to be a fast track. Run when you have to run. Don't be afraid to run. He showed that against Tampa. He'll do it. I think it's a big part of who he is. He keeps his head up. He makes plays. He's unflappable. And I think the moment wasn't too big for him at Tampa. I don't think the moment will be too big for him at Detroit. If he continues to do that and not get caught up in anything else, they have a chance in every single game, no matter who they play. It's all on him.
They are coming for that guy in Detroit, by the way. He's most wanted posters in that building.
Good luck getting him down.
Daniels in the defensive.
Got to catch him.
Yeah.
No rookie quarterback has ever won a Super Bowl. Hasn't even started a Super Bowl, so that'd be a first. How about the Texans? C.J. Stroud, as a rookie last year, won a playoff game, does it again this season when a lot were doubting him. How do the Texans make a miracle run, Kyle?
Yeah, I mean, it would be a miracle. It would have to be C.J. Stroud tapping into some of that wizardry we saw from his rookie year. Obviously, he is without a number of his targets on the outside, so it's going to be an uphill battle. But a guy like Joe Mixon stepping up in a huge spot at the end of that football game, putting the football in his hands, he can put the team on his back. Obviously, it can't all be C.J. Stroud. And again, that defense, those two edge rushers, Anderson, Hunter, they've done a great job. They had some help from the interior part of that defensive front. Go create some turnovers. That's why Coach Ryans is there. That defense has been great under him. They need to find a way to get some extra possessions for that offense he's looking for.
Isn't it amazing? It always comes down to this, and you'll know this being an offensive lineman. It always comes down to the pass rushers. Who's pass rush? And you see it, the veteran pass rushers, like Von Miller will show up in the playoffs.
His fastball will be there.
You betcha. And you saw Bosa make a play. He hadn't been good all year. Joey Bosa made a play last week. He had a sack. The pass rushers ultimately show up in the playoffs, and the ones who make the play in the fourth quarter, sack, fumble, game over, those are the ones that advance.
Yep.
Which game are you guys looking forward to the most this weekend?
Oh, there's no doubt. Buffalo-Baltimore. Can't wait.
Buffalo-Baltimore's going to be awesome. I can't wait to watch the Chiefs off their vacation.
You know what's great about it? You know what's great about it? It's the last one of the weekend. The last one. It's the show of shows, and it's on. What's it on?
It's on CBS.
CBS. There you go.
It's also streaming on Paramount Plus. So that game, you'll
like
see
I said, injected
in Prisco's veins. It's all going down at 6:30 p.m. Eastern.
Các bạn đã đến với kênh YouTube của mình. Video ngày hôm nay của mình sẽ là những video tô mò. Đây, những video tô mò của những sản phẩm con vật đây các bạn ạ. Đây là con chim cánh cụt này, mình tô rất chi là nhiều con vật. Ở đây con cá sấu này, nhiều lắm. Các bạn hãy cùng theo dõi mình tô những sản phẩm nha. Đây. Và để tô được sản phẩm của mình không thể nào thiếu được hộp săn mò. Đây là hộp săn mò của mình, thường rồng này. Nó phụ trợ cho mình tô mò sản phẩm. Và bây giờ các bạn cùng theo dõi mình tô mò nha.
Bây giờ mình sẽ tiếp tục tô mò nha các bạn.
Dương nha. Hứa của xanh đây là mọi người ở đây nha. Các bạn bây giờ thì sẽ tô cho mình một màu vàng nha. Các bạn ở đây mặc màu vàng đây, bên đấy sẽ là mũ màu xanh.
Chung xong không?
Xin chào, video ngày hôm nay của mình sẽ là những video tô mò. Đây, những video tô mò của những sản phẩm con vật đây các bạn ạ. Đây là con chim cánh cụt này, mình tô rất chi là nhiều con vật. Ở đây con cá sấu này, nhiều lắm. Các bạn hãy cùng theo dõi mình tô những sản phẩm nha. Đây. Và để tô được sản phẩm của mình không thể nào thiếu được hộp săn mò. Đây là hộp săn mò của mình thường dùng này, nó phụ trợ cho mình tô mò sản phẩm. Và bây giờ các bạn cùng theo dõi mình tô mò nha.
Mà xong rồi chưa tháo xong, bây giờ chi tiết tô màu nha.
Như mua kẹo đi.
Cái này chỉ được ở công, em không đi được. Chứ cùng cái nữa. Hả? Giảm cân. Sắp Tết rồi.
Mẹ em cái gì em
vậy em bảo thành nhá.
Ồ, đi sang mặt ăn được tiền.
Hôm nay ăn buổi sáng nó đã.
Mọi người đến ăn thịt chiên.
Mọi người hãy tưởng là ngày ở đây video của mình đến đây là kết thúc nha. Các bạn xin like và chia sẻ và đăng ký kênh nha. Hôm nay xin bye bye.
Ai mà hết hồn của anh và mới đi qua.
Vẫn còn nữa.
Chả còn. Đã là nó hết thứ 6 thứ 7 thứ 6 thứ 7 cơ mà. Không biết cây gì. Đã phải rõ ràng ấy.